Hold on. I accidentally hit live too soon, but at the end of
Sorry.
it, she said even Gossip Girl couldn't stay Gossip Girl forever, and then the series ended. That was the
Oh,
finale.
That was it.
Yes, and then the
Ooh.
reunion was this week, but that was last week. Go ahead.
So well,
spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
we'll get back to that. Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to For One Night Only. Hi, I'm Leah, and we're gonna now go around and introduce ourselves.
Well,
I'm Leah.
Sorry. I'm Tara. I feel like we should be doing a cheer or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm Tara. Happy to be back with you guys for One Night Only, a club where we gather, and we are gathering tonight. Talk about some of the things that we are excited about reading in 2024. And Lorraine.
oh, not the government.
Oh
Sorry.
no! No.
But you know what? With the bangs, it's giving it. You know what I mean? You're surfing.
I'm liking the bangs. It
I
took me a
like them too.
while
Yeah.
to adjust into it, but
No,
I'm
it's
liking
cute.
it.
It's very
It's
cute.
cute. It's very cute. Uh, Cookie. I'm here to talk books. I didn't do too much reading last year. Trying to be a little better about it this year. But yeah, I'm excited to be here.
We're excited
Hi,
to have you here.
Freya.
And Freya's here.
Hi, Freya.
Hey.
Are we going
Philip,
clockwise or?
Philip.
Wait.
Oh,
Ladies first.
Feel.
Ladies first? You said non-captives first? Okay. Well, as you guys know, I recently left the confines of a Detroit basement, and here I am. I'm back.
Safe and sound.
Well, sound and safe. Yeah, I'm L. And, I've been around. You guys have seen me. Or not. You haven't seen me, but you know.
Never once. Nope.
She's real, guys. I promise.
Sheena.
Hey, Sheena.
I invited Sheena, and she's didn't make it back in time, but please know we probably would have been here for 3 years the way she reads.
Oh yeah,
That's a
all the
compliment.
reading. It is a
Yeah.
compliment.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Amanda, me and
Hey,
Amanda
Amanda.
have a Instagram
Hey.
message date later. The Trust
Nice.
started today on Netflix. Do you guys watch?
No. The
New
trust.
reality show
Mm-mm.
where
I'm sorry. I got really excited.
um, was it my voice or
Maybe.
you can hear my voice? Anytime you want. Um, you made me forget what it's about. Oh, it's like a group of people. They've already won. They come into the house. You guys have $250,000. But if you want, you can vote people off and make more money if you vote other people off. So that's kind of the game. Are they?
Oh, that's awful.
And they put them.
I was
through,
gonna say that sounds tripe.
tests. Yeah, they
Yeah.
put them through little social tests to see if they're gonna use like their biases to not want other people to share their money with. And I said, "This is
Oh.
That sounds messy.
It does. Yes.
the way I be in the corner coughing constantly with a picture of my kids on my shirt, dirty. You know what I mean? My kids are dirty in the picture because then people are gonna be like, we can't kick her off. Like her kids are gonna be homeless.
She needs this.
Yeah.
Look at sound. You hear her cough? That sounds like a 1995 movie about a sick girl with or like Moulin Rouge. Like
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, it's
Very
Les Mis.
tuberculosis.
It's giving Les Mis era tuberculosis. Marcy, hello.
Marcy.
Marcy and I are in an AI sticker battle. I don't believe or support AI. However, Instagram Messages has an AI sticker generator. And the things you can make on there are truly outrageous.
Dumb.
And yes, we do love watching bad people do bad things. We do. And also, she is a inaugural member of the Cherry Tomato Boys, Tara.
Oh,
So
awesome.
the group
Welcome,
has
Amanda.
the group has enlarged. No,
Well,
I don't even want to use that
grown.
word.
How about grown? Yeah, not with
Grown.
Cherry
Well, grown. We've added a
grown?
bulb. We've added a pickle. We've added a niblet to the curl.
A niblet.
Have you heard Cherry Tomato Boys? Anybody?
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, it's a
Nope.
select group of specials. What is-
Huh?
Huh?
What is
Books.
it?
2024. We're reading.
Books. All right. So we are
I'm Phil, by the way.
Oh, hey.
Oh no.
No, I was just gonna say I just feel
Romas.
honored. I'll keep it short and sweet.
Did
I
we
just
skip Phil?
straight up. It's all good. No hard
It's
feelings.
just now that I found my voice after escaping, I've silenced you.
You had a lot to say. You missed out on a lot being cooped up in the old basement in
Yes.
Detroit.
My apologies.
I'm feeling like like we're kind of like the Spice Girls tonight. There's 5 of us.
Yeah. Which one are you?
I don't know. I don't want to. I mean, I remember their names. I just don't remember like 2 of.
The personalities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so, for lack of better terms. But I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say Golden Girls, but we're not old, and there's more than 4 Golden, or there's only 4.
I did
There's only
find gray
You could be
hair.
the Jackson 5.
we could,
Good.
but that's controversial.
But you could be Michael because you're the.
Watch.
Yeah, that's the controversial part.
How is
Yeah.
that the controversial part?
I don't know. That's for a different episode or something.
No,
I don't
we're
want to get.
saving it for now. It's the way I had to
Okay.
explain who Joe Jackson was to Jade, and that I relished
Oh,
in
wow.
that. And I said,
I'd be like Marlon, just
keep acting
just
around.
there.
You're
Marlon.
gonna find out who Joe Jackson is.
Oh wow.
She heard it in
But
the
yes.
song. That's why Joe Jackson.
We'll just we're just here to talk about when 2 become 1, and we're just gonna rock and roll and have a good time doing it.
Yes.
Mhm.
You said you need some love like you've never needed love before.
That song, honestly, fucks, and I can't lie.
I was about to say I lost my virginity to it.
For real?
No, I said I thought you were gonna say that.
Oh no, that'd be gangster if that was like actual facts, but unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Hey, I'm an open book. Since I don't read books anymore, I might as well just open up my life of the book of my life.
Mm-hmm.
If I could go back time, I would put on the Spice Girl soundtrack or the whatever CD that's from album.
Oh my god.
Anywho, that's enough of me.
Well, well, what did everybody read last year? I don't know how to do this.
What is happening?
So I don't be doing this. Y'all better hurry up and do this. What? Okay.
It's Joe Jackson. Felt like that. He is.
No.
Yeah.
Some might say.
Hmm.
I guess my first question is, what were your top, 3 reads from last year? I only have 1, but I'm pretty sure y'all have more than 1. So I'm gonna say, what were your top 3 reads from last year?
I got the message mixed up. I thought we were talking about anticipated 2024.
Oh, well, I guess I was just gonna do a recap of what we read.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just don't have any. I don't have a list at the top of my head, but
No, that's fine.
so I'm gonna pass on that. That's okay.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of simple for me because that's about only 3 different titles that I read, so it's kind of by default. The never-ending story of Saga, which has just been awesome for I think it's 10-year anniversary now since the first issue.
Wow.
Still going. The Chip Zdarsky Newburn, the title of the current run that he's doing. I'm issue 15 or 16 now. And maybe I lied to y'all. Maybe it was only 2. I guess Something is Killing the Children by default, but that thing has so many spin-off series, it's kind of a little bit much for me to even try to remotely keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
But the base story, Something is Killing the Children, minus all the spin-offs, I just feel like it's bound to be killer. I hope they do it well when they finally adapt it to, I think Netflix has it or Amazon, and I have high hopes that if it's in the right hands, as I told you before we went live,
killed.
I'm not all about that.
I mean, it's Something is Killing the Children.
Should
Right.
I read this? I talk about this a lot.
But
It's okay.
yeah, it's
comic books are books.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But no, so I'm before we went live, I told you, well, I don't think, yeah, Leandra wasn't here yet. I used full name. That was weird.
Mhm.
I was just trying to get your attention. But
I
I had just recently admitted that as of like 2 days ago, I started finally watching Stranger Things, and what goes on in there with like the other side or the other world, whatever. I like sporadically think like this is something I could see if the right people get their hands on Sick Tick, it could really work, So high hopes. And that's only 3 books and titles I kind of kept up with the whole freaking year of last year. So
Okay.
that counts.
That counts, yeah.
That counts. And I'm now looking up Something is Killing the Children, and I'm interested.
yeah, and there's like I want to say there's 5 if not 6 trades out because to me it's definitely like a trade paperback type of read.
Yeah, they read very quickly individually.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
I think they're on what, like 32 right now, something like that.
So,
Something like that.
Elle, you want to go ahead and call my comic shop for me, or?
No, thank you. I feel like 2024.
I got
is
you,
the year of
boo.
Growth, not
Thanks,
just bodily ones,
Thanks.
mental ones.
Okay. Well, that was Phil. Who else would like to share?
Would you like to share?
I'll go last.
Save the best for last.
No.
That's why I went first, just to get my dumbass stuff out of the way. So,
Come on, Elle.
Elle, before you give yours, just while I'm hot, I feel like Newburn would be something that you would dig if you haven't
Yeah, I've read.
checked out Newburn. You
I did
have?
read it, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to just assume,
Well, you know,
as I was assuming,
Mm-hmm.
but that seems like right up your alley. The whole detective, true crime.
No, it's
That's
good.
like,
It's procedural. It's like a light
yeah,
Law and Order.
for sure. And Easton Newburn's a badass motherfucker.
Who did?
So,
why did
Elle.
he just say he's on the way out? Who is he going to meet?
What?
I mean, he's
Juan.
driving. Juan. What if that was he puts his skates on? Come on. Hop on my back, brother.
Well, Cookie, would you like to share?
Most of the books that I read last year, I didn't really like them actually. It was like a lot of hate finishes. But I would say the ones that I liked the most were the first 2 books I read of the Never King series. I forget who the author is. It's a dark romance
we
series. Horny white woman over here.
Fun.
So yeah, fun. And then the 3rd book, it kind of took a nosedive for me. So,
Literally, or
no, I wish it was literally.
You guys
That's always a
all
bummer,
skipped
though.
over. That's depressing. You guys all skipped over getting my
Getting my
swamp.
swamp. I was getting ready to say that. I was about to say I'm really sad that nobody mentioned Getting My Swamp.
I did read that last year. And
Well, maybe Tara was going to say it, but you just assumed she wasn't because you said we all skipped over it. Elle.
Phil, I'm not.
That's what you get for sharing the basement with me.
Oh my gosh. I still smell like it too.
like rich mahogany.
Like old golf
like mold
that need to be
like
clean.
Moist.
Sweaty grips.
You smell like the You smell like the sand traps.
Okay. So that was
the bunkas.
I like to think I smell like a cart girl, like a Victoria's Secret.
Oh,
everyone loves it. Yeah.
I know, that's why I said that. I also read the Inheritance game series. I think there's 4 now. I think there was a 4th one that came out. It's YA, but it reads like the Westing game, but for an older audience. I don't know if you guys remember the Westing game. It's kind of like a clue for 4th graders.
No, I do enjoy some
You guys
YA
didn't
though.
have to read that growing up in elementary school?
No. You were the one reading all them books and Edgar Allan Poe as like a 2-year-old.
Okay. Sorry, I was talking to my husband, my betrothed. books that I also read. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I came into this unprepared. I read books last year, but I also feel like in my real life I didn't organize them. I read She Who Does Not Know Men, which was profound. And I read some
Profile.
other books, but I wish I had kept better track. And so I
I
plan
wish
on
I had
doing
to.
that this year.
Mhm.
And I also like bought like I mean, I bought it last year for last year's reading. So it has 2023 label on it, but I'm gonna just slap a 4 on that bad boy.
Yeah.
And
What did you get?
like a moleskin for it's like a reading log moleskin,
Cool.
Oh, nice.
but I got
That's
it at the
nice.
beginning of last year off of Etsy. So like the cover and it has like was customized for 2023 reading log.
Gotcha.
And
That's cute. I want to see it.
I put the first book in because remember last year I was like, we're reading this year. And remember I finished a whole book in one night and I said I'm going to number 2 and I read the second book in another night and then I didn't read the third book for 6 months.
No,
Yeah.
that's why I think this show popped off today, y'all, because
You
2024
listen to Verity. And look, you know what's funny? As Leah, I was just telling her, she was like, "So like, what's the deal with Colleen Hoover?" And I was like, "Girl, you don't want to get into it." I had my era about 2 or 3 years ago, but
I still want to I still want to understand. I really want to understand.
understand what?
Colleen what's her name? Colleen Hoover.
There's
Hoover,
nothing to
yeah.
understand. She's just a trash airport book writer
Yeah.
that white women flock to. It's not. It's like quick reads.
Not this white
It's a
girl.
little salacious,
I'm offended.
but that's it. But Verity
you
is
should
her
be.
best book out of all of her books, so that says something. Like,
Well, I think I should at least read that one, right?
yeah, Verity I feel like is probably her most like I don't want to say violent, but it is like I feel like her most out of all of them like the most thriller akin. The other ones are kind of like he domestic abuses me, but I love
But
him.
I love him anyway.
That
Raise
sounds
my
like a
child.
B2K fan fiction I used to read.
Who was hitting who?
Who?
Who was hitting who?
So
What's that man's name? Marcus Houston's friend.
no, it was
the
Drew
manager?
actually, aka Lil Fizz. So the girl
You
who
would let Lil Fizz hit you?
listen
When you read fanfic, you put yourself in the seat of the protagonist. So
but
you're
that's
telling
not
me
that's
Fizzle was
not
fazzling you?
listen. Actually, no, I lied to you. It was J Bug.
That
and
doesn't make
Drew.
it better.
It was Drew that came to save you. Like Drew, Lil Fizz was the hero. That's what it was, and it was called The Babysitter because. Anyway, so we can do another fan fiction episode. How about that?
You know what? Because I did used to read Backstreet Boys fan fiction where Kevin would adopt me, and then he would fall in love with me because.
I don't like that.
That's
But
so
you were
that's
creepy.
getting
creepy.
domestically abused by 2 members of B2K.
It was just one.
It was just one.
That's not what it was. It was just like it wasn't that.
I'm gonna start it this weekend because I plan on doing
Ooh, I
Fargo
need to do that too.
and True Detective because it's cold and it's supposed to snow this starting tomorrow.
I need
So
to know,
I'm
man.
doing me a little snow day watching, if you will,
That sounds fun.
That sounds like a really good idea.
It does.
Yeah.
while I cry in the bathroom.
You be crying too, girl.
Girl, it's the snow. I like the snow, but even if it's a little bit, it gives me cabin fever immediately. Even though I'm agoraphobic and I don't leave the house anyways, it's the
Feel
idea that
You want the option to do so.
yes.
I hear you. I
I
get
don't
that.
want
now
to
I
leave,
can
but I want to be
leave,
able
yes.
to leave.
Absolutely. So I get panicky when it snows. I'm like, do we have enough water? Do we have enough food? Will the heating
We need
last?
bread. We need eggs.
We need
Somebody
bread and
cut some
milk.
logs.
Why bread and milk, y'all? Why?
I don't
It's
understand
filling
it.
and it's cheap. I have 3 kids. The first thing I stock up on is
bread.
eggs, milk, bread. My kids don't even drink milk, but guess what?
We're drinking this a day.
You putting milk in your oatmeal today, it's gonna fill you up.
Well, I always put milk in my oatmeal.
Well, I buy Lactaid because all of my kids are lactose intolerant. But my
I did
kids
not know
don't
that.
eat cereal. They literally only use it for hot chocolate.
Oh
I'm
wow.
glad I know that. That would have been a thing to know.
That they're all lactose intolerant, especially Jade. I've
No,
had to,
you're
I
right.
don't want to put her business out
Flipping
there,
everywhere.
but I've had to pick her up several times from school, and then she's
Oh,
gonna
that
talk
sucks.
about some IBS. It's like, no, girl, you're not on my level yet. You're not on my level yet.
That comes with age.
Wait a
Yeah.
couple years.
You just
yeah.
going to school and eating grilled cheese sandwiches with chocolate milk on the side.
There you go.
Oh God.
That's
Yeah,
like,
that's
But
what
now she's
I'm like,
homeschooled
I got
now,
a stomach
so
ache and I'm not lactose
No.
intolerant.
she
Jesus.
told me straight up. She was like, I'm worried about going back to regular school because my stomach, and I started, all I could do was laugh because, like, yeah, for the last like 3 years, you've been eating cheese all day long and have unlimited access to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so now she's like, what if I go to regular school and I can't stomach it? And it's like,
It's like,
girl,
don't eat cheese.
get off the
right.
No.
But just the fact that she doesn't have access to the bathroom, she doesn't like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and she's like me, mentally ill a little bit, anxiety. So she's I think she's probably gonna end up being homeschooled the rest of her life, and that's okay. We love a weirdo.
It is.
Shout out
Right.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh,
She was-
yeah,
Yeah, she was homeschooled.
I did
Ballad
not
of a
know that.
Homeschooled Girl. Listen to it. It's on her latest album, Guts. It's pretty good.
Oh,
10 out of 10.
Rodrigo. That's what you said. I need to check out the album.
Are you though?
Maybe.
But yeah, books. That's what I read in the year of the Lord of 2023.
Mhm.
I started a lot of books. Adelaide, Cookie. What's
I don't know that one.
Cookie?
So
Cookie.
what? You're acting like I
Cookie.
gave you this recommendation. I don't know what this is.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, because it's all over book talk.
It is, and so
Are y'all part of Book Talk? Like, do you?
yes, I have like 3 or
Participate?
4. Yeah, I have 3 or
Mm-mm.
4 people who I interact with regularly,
Hmm.
and one of the girls though only does smut, and I try to keep up, but I'm like, let me just read your reviews or watch your reviews because I don't have the patience. And see me, you tell me somebody's skull is getting penetrated, cut me straight to the scene. I don't care about how we got here. I need to know why. I need to know what's happening in this moment. And so there's a lot of like weird book talk stuff that people blow up and I don't understand it. Colleen Hoover, I'm not going to lie, that was a book talk read for me. So many people
Yeah.
were recommending it that I was like, oh, let me get in on this. I read like 5 of her books back to back and I said, what the fuck? I invested money in this.
Yeah, I'll read the one that y'all recommended, but I don't think I'm too interested.
But you would have to get to, because the book came out and it was okay, fine, the ending fine. But then the book blew up when she got real famous, and so she rewrote an ending for it. So you have to get like the collector's edition of it, which doesn't cost more, but it's the more recent printing.
Can I
the
get it
book-
at Target?
Yeah, it's actually a
All right.
Target. Yeah.
Well, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's something I do miss about being a part of your world, if you will, is I used to love going to Target and buying the autographed books, the signed books that they would randomly have. And y'all, one day I'm going to go outside.
You will.
One day. But it's not
Well-
today.
Go like midweek, afternoon.
Cookie,
World is quiet.
Early morning.
I can't do it.
Quieter, I should say.
I went to Jack
Yeah.
in the Box the other day at like 4 a.m. and the person said, sorry, we're only taking online orders. And I said, okay. Why did I say okay when I know their online ordering is down? It doesn't
Oh,
open till
no.
6. I just let them lie to me.
Oh.
Oh,
So,
It's
Phil,
okay.
where were you? You taught me nothing in the basement.
That was before you probably got here then.
No, it was during. I drove the whole
There-
basement over there.
Snuck
Unfortunately,
out
there
for some
is.
Jack in the Box.
Yeah, I would say, but unfortunately, there's no Jack in the Box.
He's like, what's
I
that
don't think-
smell?
Yeah,
It's me trying
think
to
there's-
swallow and I have no water. And to choke them. The
Choking
eggs
down
down.
Jack in the Box.
I have to look that up, but I know for sure there ain't no Jack in the Box within any type of mile radius from where I'm at. Like an
I don't
hour or
believe-
2 hours in any direction, there's no Jack in the
I
Box.
don't
for
know
me.
there's one
The-
here.
The best part about Jack in the Box is their cheapest menu items are their staples. So the
Ooh.
tacos, the breakfast jacks,
Tacos were good.
Leah
That big
was
old burger.
Leah was a little under the influence when she came here, so she ordered a quad.
Hell yeah.
a quad bacon cheeseburger. And
Hell
after we
yeah.
ordered it, I thought about it and I said a quad is 4.
Like open up the box.
That's
and
4
the burger
freaking
is, like,
patties.
big.
It was not only 4 patties, but bacon and cheddar cheese melted with bacon bits in it.
It sounds like she's doing it right.
Yeah,
That
I
sounds
agree.
delicious.
I agree.
It was, but we did chop that thing in half. Did we split it?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
I don't
I
remember.
remember getting up because you wouldn't go do it yourself, and so I had to get up in my own house.
She takes care of me. I mean, that was at that house, and that was even at the house back in LA. Well, that was a dark time. But
That
yeah.
was well, they were both dark times for you.
Were they? Well,
Yeah, I feel like every time you visit, it's a breakup.
no, it wasn't.
I feel like you plan it out.
I was with Yaka. So,
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, bad
Okay.
times.
So anyway, books of 2023. Can I go? Are you done sharing?
No.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You want to do that again?
What? No.
Let's send that to the school district.
I'm
So
good.
am
Very
I
good.
done? I'm never done. I could keep talking and talking.
Well, I only
Oh,
have.
I also read Hunger Games.
Okay.
It's a Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, unfortunately.
Mm.
Trash ass book, trash ass
Did
movie.
anybody else read that?
Nope.
Lucy is the villain. Long live President Snow.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna wave that flag. Listen,
I can't-
where was I on January
Say that with
6th?
full confidence.
I was in District 1.
Making a shirt. Making a shirt right now. Make that
Yeah.
shirt. Elle and I have been planning shirts for like, I guess ever since the cricket came out. And
What's sad is we both have crickets. And we both have. Listen, I have a box of hoodies in my closet that I have not touched in 3 years.
we were supposed to make bookish hoodies and shirts, and we never did.
We'll
But
make one
do
for
that.
Cookie for Adelaide. We'll call it Cookalade.
sidebar, Cookie, can I just say that I love your gallery wall? Every time I see it, it just makes me happy. Your wall behind you.
Thank you.
Working for your customers. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Cookie.
Hmm.
No, it's just funny because when I look at Cookie's wall, I see a little bit of myself in it. And I think about all the times I let maintenance into my apartment and they see my lovesick wall
Oh, yeah.
and they see all of my Luana art. And a couple times I thought about it, like, should I close my bedroom door? But the last time
Hell no.
Xfinity came like last month and they had to come into my room, into my closet. And I said, oh, you walk into my room, there's a whole, and then like all the faithless slabs I have. And
Oh,
stuff.
God.
Oh my God.
And so he the guy walked into the room and he quickly averted his attention to the closet. And I said, no, please, we're not like that. We're not a sex club. No, but it was embarrassing because I had all the kids on my bed. We were all watching a TV show, but my kids are immune. They're used to booty
Yes,
cheeks and
they don't
nipples
get
and
it.
stuff at this point. And so I was just like, well, not mine, art, y'all, art.
Yeah, art. They are.
And so, I mean, it is what it is at this point. I don't even care.
Mhm.
But my kids know that it's art. They just got to stay homeschooled, You guys can't go back to regular school. Movies on the wall.
Oh my God.
Leah, would you like to share what you read last year?
Well,
Well, that looks like time. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
the
I'm even
timing.
gonna mute myself.
It just meant that I actually read 2 books last year, and that was Get in My Swamp. And
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We all read that.
and Crying in H Mart. Elle, did you finish it?
She's muted.
Not me just saying I'm gonna mute myself so I can eat.
I know.
I didn't hear you say that.
I didn't finish it, but I already told you how I felt about it.
Okay. Do you
So-
intend on finishing?
Absolutely not.
Well,
Why?
I'm not going to do it. But it's called Cried in H Mart, and it's about Michelle Zauner. Did I say her name right? Zauner. She is the lead singer of a band called Japanese Breakfast that I never heard of until I discovered the book. And I think I found it on it was either Conan or Jimmy Fallon. Somebody had it on their book club or whatever. And so she talks about losing her mom. And it's just basically, it's a book on grief. It really is about grief. And my only thing was I thought she was going to go more into her music career as well, but she really didn't. But I guess I related to her and what she was dealing with as she lost, like as she was going through her mom's cancer treatment and whatnot. So I really enjoyed it as the one read that I did read this year. I mean, last year. I recommend it. I think it's a good read. Elle, what were your gripes with it?
It was whiny.
Okay.
It was there's a lot of I feel like you can write a memoir at a point. I feel like okay, that's not fair. I feel like for this to be a fully realized memoir, she needed a little bit more life experience. And so the points she was making felt childish
Mm.
and at like often like immature.
Mm.
And that's fine, but for me personally, like if I'm going to read somebody's memoir, I need to be able to identify with you on something. And you know, I've lost a lot of people in my life, you know. I've, you know, foster care, I've been adopted, I've, you know, a lot of shit. But like I've never felt the need to write a book about it while I'm sitting across from my white husband in my lost apartment in New York. No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't identify with her. I couldn't relate. I felt like the recipes and the way she described H Mart was very much how you would how some white person who discovers ethnic food for the first time would write about it. And so I was like, this feels like, you know, Anna from across the way, like ate Korean food for the first time, and she's like, "Have y'all ever heard of H Mart?"
Can I say something though? I
Well,
was getting hungry reading about everything she was
no,
saying.
Korean food is my favorite, and I guess that's
Yeah.
why I felt a way about it, because I feel like she shouldn't have explained it like she was talking to a toddler. I felt like she should have owned it. It's Korean. She was talking about it like she was talking to people who didn't know Korean food and flavors and stuff, and I wish she would have owned her Koreanness in that moment.
But do you think, okay, so can I, this is not me playing devil's advocate, but do you think she acts that way because she's half Korean? Because like,
but if you're not gonna claim your daddy, if you're not gonna claim your white daddy,
she don't,
but you're gonna act like that side,
way.
you know.
But I'm just saying, but maybe, I mean, she didn't grow up there. She would visit, but like, I feel like I have identity issues. Like I would never speak patois out in public or in
You
front
would
of.
just do it secretly while you're mocking.
Yeah. Or not. But I'm not gonna be around my family. Like I can understand it, but I don't feel comfortable speaking patois because that is not. I wasn't.
I don't have an issue with her
Right.
talking about the recipes and stuff. I understand where she was coming from describing it. I'm just talking about for me. I'm not Asian at all, but I know what the fuck a kimchi is, and so
Right.
it just felt.
You surely do.
It just felt like it was like a little pedantic. It was a little elementary.
Gotcha.
The way she described foods and stuff, and I was like, I get it, but I just wish it was. I don't know what I wished it for. I just don't identify. I love her music though.
Yeah, the music was amazing. Her music is amazing.
Yeah, I do keep Korean food descriptions. And you know what it is? I had to trick her into eating kimchi. And then she just spit it out. She's like,
I love kimchi.
When I spit it out, and I wanted to say, it was just.
You said, yuck.
I did not say that.
Ew.
I will say though, I enjoyed it. I really did, and maybe because it was an easy read for me, like
It's
just.
like, but you identified to it too. She's the only child.
Yeah, and would I call myself a caregiver? I don't know, because I still feel like, I mean, even though I wasn't a kid when it happened, I was 21, but we moved my aunt down here when she was dealing with cancer, and so seeing her go from like the initial stages all the way up until her death, like reading what she was going through, it was literally play by play of what I saw and experienced. So I think I did I was reading her words. I'm like, yeah, this is my story. This is my story. And then also her as, you know, half Korean, half American, me with my half Jamaicanness and half Americanness. Is that a word, American? I guess I just related to her in so many ways. So I think that's why I enjoyed the book. But it's a heavy, for me, it was a heavy read. I enjoyed it. sometimes I just need to cry.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what 2023 was. Okay, so now something that everybody can talk about.
Tara.
Huh?
Did you find yours? Or are you not?
No, I mean, I thought of stuff that I read, but I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay.
Like, I liked it okay, but I don't want to recommend it to anybody.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
totally
didn't like it that much.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Well, what are y'all looking forward to this year?
And the crowd goes silent.
All right. No. All right. I have a book. Hold on. I'm grabbing it. So I saw this on Book Talk. A Little Life. Everybody was hysterical crying over it. I have no idea what it's about. It's on the top of my pile this year.
That's another book I read the first chapter and I wasn't crying already. And I said, "Are you guys lying?"
So we'll see. I like a good cry.
Same.
I do too. I've been reading thanks to Jade actually. So thank you, Al. Cirque du Freak. And
Good
I think I'm on the
series.
4th one now. Yeah, it's a YA series, but I'm really enjoying it. It's hard for me to, like, I don't love it, but I can't put it down either.
Yeah.
It's a
John,
page
I
turner.
recommended it to
Like
John
the
too,
what?
and the movie too. He really liked the movie,
I
and
haven't
he
seen
just
the movie.
with John C. Riley is in it.
Really?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
And
promising.
Cirque du Freak.
yeah,
Yep.
I read it like before Jade was born, and Jade just started the series.
I like the alternate what's the word, lore for the vampire things that
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Like I've been reading enough vampire books that I'm like, I feel like I know the rules and it breaks a lot of the rules, and I like that.
It's a 12-book collection.
Oh,
hmm I've been getting acquainted with my library card, or my e-library card, as it were, and that's how I've been reading it.
I've been obsessing over. Don't yell at me, Elle, but I've been obsessing over the Kindle, and I've been looking at people on TikTok who have it and just looking at the pros and cons. I think I want a Kindle.
But see, this is also
I
why she
have
liked
one.
crying in H Smart.
what happened?
What? How'd she go back to what?
There's a correlation there.
Okay, tell me.
Just let it go, boo. You don't need a Kindle. Don't you have something to read on?
It
You
hurts
don't-
my eyes.
Don't you have an
Hurts-
iPad?
It
hurts
hurts
Download
my
the Kindle
eyes.
app. You can turn it
I have an
down
iPad.
and you can turn it on
And the Kindle
brown.
app
You can
will
change
go
the
on it.
color. Yeah, you can change the color to brown. You don't have to read off of a white screen. But if you like spending money, go ahead. On things you're going to use for 3 days, buy a couple stickers for, and then never look at again. Those videos on TikTok that are like, come with me to decorate my Kindle. I said, bitch, if you don't get outside. I don't even go outside, but I'm like, touch grass, truly.
I watch videos. They make me happy. I don't know. I like them.
Come decorate my Stanley with me. Girl, if you don't.
Now that's
Oh God.
Oh my God, don't
The
talk.
Stanleys.
I was walking through the hallway today with my Yeti, because I guess I'm old now according to kids. And I said, the kids were just walking through the first day of school back with their little Stanleys. I said, does the water taste different? Is it
Not her putting a sticker over the Yeti symbol. Stanley.
They said actually it does. And I said, oh, does it?
You saw that car that caught fire and the Stanley still had ice in it?
Oh, I did see that.
That's excellent marketing.
Yeah, it really
very
was.
great. Very great.
Crazy.
I
And
can't
such is
unhear
life,
that.
you know? I'm very much a vibe reader, so I feel like this year I just whatever. But I do that every year, so we'll see how much I actually read. But I told Tara too, like I've been listening to None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell.
I started it last night too.
And it's so good. I'm almost done with it.
Let me look that up.
I cannot say that, but it's good.
It's fantastic so
Yeah.
far. We'll see. I
As
am.
soon as I press none, like that's the first thing that pops up.
What did it say?
It's actually None of This Is True, like NUN.
Don't listen to her.
It's not. It's
Kindle
not, y'all.
price more than the hardcover. Wait a minute.
What happened? I'm listening to it on Audible.
Yeah, me
I
too.
just-
Audible.com sponsor us, but
Right?
it's the audiobook I would recommend 100% because it has a full cast and there's a lot of alternating points of view, and but it's so cool because it's like a story in a story, and that story is being told on a Netflix documentary, like a true crime documentary.
That's really cool.
But we don't know what the crime is yet because they haven't gotten to it. But we're also inside of the story in the story, so it's cool because it like shows both
That's fun.
perspectives. Yeah.
Meta.
Yeah.
And it's so cringe. It's so cringy because too, like, I'm like, do people think I socialize this way? Like, probably. And so it's like the way she makes friends is like uncomfortable and weird, and I'm like, that's probably me. But there was one point in the book, because a big component of the book is an age gap relationship,
Okay.
and that's not a spoiler. It's like literally a part of the character. And when they revealed the actual gap, it was me switching from from Audible to calculator to do the math and then to add it back to how old the character is now to see how old her husband would be now. And I was like,
Oh,
what
wow.
the fuck? This is great. I love this book. Because they don't she doesn't shy away from both sides of inappropriate relationships. I'll
Ooh.
say she doesn't shy away from the fact that when you're in them, it's powerful because you're so young, but you got this person,
Mhm.
and so there's like a pseudo
Like a power play.
Yeah.
Yep.
But she also doesn't shy away from the fact that you were groomed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
were
that's
groomed.
the
And
dark
so
side of
because
it.
there's like two different point of views on this one relationship, and then the third meta Netflix point of view, it's really cool to see how all the differing things come into play. So
I'm looking forward to getting deeper into it, hearing that.
I've heard that before. Phil, okay, I was about to say laugh.
I think I'm gonna give an audio. I've never done an audiobook.
Oh, relationships until you're married.
Oh, I love them.
I feel like I may
I like an audiobook too.
dabble into it. At least give it a try. You know, you can't judge it before you try it. So
I'm a little what would you call it? Xenophobic? No, that feels wrong.
what?
It doesn't sound like you. I don't know if that's
No.
what you mean, but it
Okay.
doesn't sound like
I
you.
mean, I don't like American voices on
Oh, like the opposite.
on audiobooks. I prefer British voices.
Let's call it inverted xenophobia. It'll be
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be like that. Okay.
I prefer a British accent when it comes to audiobooks.
Yeah.
Just because it makes me pay attention more.
Mm.
And it feels
Yeah.
more intriguing. Like, ooh, mystery. What do you mean? But if you listen to like an American like do it, it's just like, and then Karen looked across the street and said, and I'm like, no, make it more exciting. But if you have a British accent, it's like, and then Karen, and it's like, oh, what'd you do?
What
What you do? What Karen do? And so, but that's just me. I feel like I also tend to read a lot more British authors and foreign authors than American ones, only because, and I hate to say this, but as Colleen Hoover has proven, they tend to dumb down a lot of stuff. Because there's Colleen Hoover, she has the framework. She could absolutely knock out an amazing book, but I feel like she's holding herself back because I feel like she has to cater to a certain audience.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, it's, 10th grade readers, and that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're in the 8th grade or below. No shade. Leah, go ahead.
What are we talking about?
What was that?
I thought you were getting something for the show.
No, my friend who just had her baby just FaceTimed me, and I just saw the baby for the first time. So.
Oh,
you didn't see him in the
wow.
picture?
Well, I saw him in pictures, but like I saw him moving and
During the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
I had to see the
You
baby.
didn't tell her you were live?
Did she have a little boy or a little girl?
It was a boy.
Yeah, a little boy.
I'm a little boy. And him cute.
What's the little boy's name?
Can I say something offensive to babies?
Of course.
I don't like them, and I've told Leah this before. The sound of babies crying right now, and I think it's because I'm done, right? But
Maybe.
the sound of a kid whining or a baby crying makes me want to punch a wall. To the point where I mute the TV if there's a baby on screen.
As a mandated reporter.
No, my kids, no. My kids are,
Oh, I'm
my,
one too.
my kids have grown out of that. My kids have,
Mandated reporter.
my kids have grown. Don't get me started on Bronx, but I,
A lot. And what?
and what?
From here.
Yeah, that's why he's running. He's scared. And you know, Phil is with the animal control of Detroit State, Michigan.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Phil, report. Phil,
Report.
report. Are you in?
Report.
Kidnap that dog.
Kidnap that dog.
Oh yeah,
Can I
my
pet-
so
can-
my
Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Can I
so
pet
my,
that
my
dog?
husband actually he really loved that Sandman audiobook. That's like one of his favorites. And I was like, because when I go on
that's exciting.
Audible, I've seen it like listened through a few times, and I'm just like, how do you have the time for that? It's a thick boy.
That's Neil Gaiman, eh?
Yeah.
It's not
I started
Gaiman.
listening-
No, I'm just kidding.
I started listening to that recently too. Probably for the same reason that Joe did.
He loves that shit.
Sandman. The Sandman.
The Sandman.
Mr.
Yeah.
Sandman.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Boom.
Can I pet that dog?
Oh, that looks scary. I don't know if I like it.
So I kind of would. I think I need like a kind of like recommendations for as I like to call them, adult books, and not everything that doesn't have to be comic book. But as far as maybe that's what I need is like
Phil,
a
what
fresh
kind of
start on
books do you
reading.
like? What kind of books do you like? Because I got some for you that I feel.
I like
are...
Nudie Magazine Day.
Have you read?
I'm teasing. I mean, I do, but
Phil,
I'm teasing.
Have you seen Annihilation?
No, I have not.
Oh, so I would recommend the book to you.
Is that
series.
nasty book like with the?
I would recommend that series to you. Annihilation by what's his name?
I don't know.
And I say that because I feel like as a comic book reader, and I don't want to gender people, but also as a man, I know that your reading taste might be different than ours, but I feel like Annihilation is like the perfect jumping on point, and it's it's actually a trilogy, but you can get away with just reading the first one.
Never mind, found it.
It's by Jeff Vandermeer. The second one is called Acceptance and then Authority. It's like a trilogy, the Southern Reach trilogy, but the first one is excellent. I've never seen the movie because I love the book so much. I didn't want Gina Rodriguez to ruin it for me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, why did I think it was the Natalie Portman?
Oh no, it is Natalie Portman, but Gina Rodriguez is in it, and we know what
Natalie Portman.
We know who gives her the heebie-jeebies.
The heebie-jeebies.
So Amanda says, Phil, if you like class, okay, you just highlighted it. Simpsons read.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay, I'm gonna jot these down.
I'm writing it down too. I got notes.
Keith Morris has an autobiography. Say less. Or am I thinking of Keith Morrison?
You are.
Okay, never mind. And my apologies to you, Joe. There's probably zero chance I'll read that. I thought you meant Keith Morrison, and I was about to say I'm all over it. I kept Waze on my phone because he narrated the directions.
Oh, that would creep me out.
And then when my phone updated, it was gone, and I said no. No. Bad Religion.
That could be good. The band.
Let me see. Jeff Vandermeer actually has like a few books that I think you would be into.
Who, me?
And it's sci-fi too, but it's not pretentious sci-fi. It's accessible. You know what I mean? It's not too smart, not too dumb.
Hey, sounds like this guy you're speaking to.
Right there in the sweet spot.
Some baby.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Ayo, speaking of Ayo, congrats on the Golden Globe, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, yes indeed.
Who?
Yes indeed.
Can I pet that dog?
For some reason,
Can I pet that dog?
the like Dublin Movie Society or something reposted her win and was like Ireland's very own, and I said, isn't she from like Boston?
Right.
Isn't she like Jamaican and like African or Barbadian by way of Boston?
Maybe they got her confused with Cillian Murphy.
Right.
Maybe.
I can see it. Even though I refuse to not say Cillian.
Cillian.
It just feels more snake-like, and he looks like
Yeah.
a snake.
It's like a
He
snake.
He looks like
Like a
Snake.
slippery little snake.
Snake.
Kelly Murphy's he's the man.
You know, Daniel Tosh has a new podcast that's hilarious.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, he talks to people he in his real life, like his wife's OBGYN, and he starts off the episode by saying, "I got permission. Don't worry.
That's
I
hilarious.
did get permission." So there's a new Stephen King book coming out this year. You Like It Darker.
Yes.
That's gonna be amazing because it's an anthology, and I love me an anthology.
Oh, I thought that was a question. I answered you.
Oh, no.
Yes, I do.
Ironically enough, if you guys watch the Chappelle special, he made a joke about rewriting what's that book about the people? Huckleberry Finn. He made a joke about
Oh.
rewriting it from Jim's
That's the
perspective.
thing, though. That's
Yes, he
real.
did.
Yeah, and actually Percival Everett has a book coming out this year called James.
I
And
just
it
read
is-
about it.
Yeah, and it is
I'm
from
curious,
his
too.
perspective, and it made me laugh so hard because when I was watching the special, I paused it, which for the 100th time, which my husband
Right.
loves when I do that, and I was like, John, Percival wrote a book about that. I said, I wonder if he knew. But yeah, so that's kind of funny, and then I do want to finish Fourth Wing. I listened to half of it on audiobook like a year or 2 years ago, and then
I should see if that's on Spotify.
Yeah, and then I just
Yeah.
never. I said I feel like I was probably listening to it at night,
Mm.
but I do remember that I thought it was written a little bit, like crossover, so like a little bit older than YA but younger than full adult. But
Mhm.
then people were talking about sex scenes, and I'm just like, in this? Maybe I fell asleep. I don't remember. I do plan on rereading Madeline Miller's books. Song of Achilles is one of my favorites, and Circe, and I do want to reread those.
I tried reading Song of Achilles last year, and I'm like, I got halfway through, and I'm like, I can't. I think I gotta, because I'm reading it at work, so like I'm probably in a bad environment to be like reading and enjoying something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm reading the Throne of Glass series by Sarah Maas. She wrote Akatar.
She does the what is that? The Thorn and Roses or something, right? Yeah.
And so she did those, but I'm starting from the prequel book, Assassin's Blade, because somebody was like, if you want to get maximum crying out of this, start with Assassin's Blade and then read the first book. And I said, say less on my tablet now. And
so let me ask you this though, like, well, I guess you can't answer it because you haven't finished Fourth Wing, but I feel like I was able to have my aha moments when I read About of Songbirds and Snakes. Like, I felt like I had to read the trilogy before I read that one for me to actually be invested and care.
Well, this is like the history of a character. And I feel like Songbird was trying to tell a story, and this one is not. It's more so like the history and background. And I see what you're saying, but in this sense, I think Snow is such a complicated character that she was either going to try to make you love him or hate him. And this isn't that.
Oh, okay.
This is more like the tragedies of.
And what is it called again?
This Throne of Glass series.
The prequel.
Assassin's Blade. Okay. There's a couple murder mysteries that are dropping. Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley and The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels. Can you read? Janice Hallett. And those two sounded interesting. And then
Janice,
I don't know.
who?
Sometimes Janice Hallett.
Thank you.
And then there's a couple of books about the womb, Baby X by Kira Pykoff, where people are stealing like celebrity genetic pieces to genetically engineer like babies. And I said yes, and I actually have that on NetGalley. I have the preview reader for that. Ask me how far I am in it. 0.
How far are you in it?
I've had it for like 2 months. They're like, you're gonna review it, right? And I'm like, yeah. Give me time. Give me time. And another one called Womb City.
Boom City.
Boom City.
Yeah.
That's
Lots of
intriguing.
boom books.
How far must one go to destroy the structures of inequality? And basically it's about women have microchips in their bodies that their husbands can control.
Oh,
And so it's
Jesus.
about the
there's a
freedom
premise.
of women and the liberation in Botswana.
Well,
So that one's a little bit more serious than stealing celebrity
it sounds
genetics.
good, though.
Yeah, that sounds
well,
pretty deep.
Oh,
Pretty
Well,
deep if
can
you no more. Okay.
Can I tell y'all something that I'm really interested in reading? Let me know if you've heard about this. I'm pretty sure you have. It's called Manacled.
What?
I don't know that one.
Are you
What's it
ready? You're sighing, so you've heard about
I
it.
didn't sigh. I don't even know what you mean. What does that mean?
So, anyways,
I'm about to mute myself.
Harry Potter
It's a
is dead.
fanfic.
It is. Harry Potter is dead. In the aftermath of the war, in order to strengthen the might of the magical world, Voldemort enacts a repopulation effort. Hermione Granger has an order secret, lost but hidden in her mind. So she is sent as an enslaved surrogate to the High Reeve until her mind can be cracked. It's a Hermione and Draco love story, guys.
I'm not ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it.
Okay. I would
gonna
love to hear how it goes.
Report back.
Yeah, please.
I will. It's probably gonna be stupid, but I'm gonna, I am. I honestly just want to read more this year, y'all. And I really don't care what it is. I just want to read and say, hey, I read that. And that's it. That's what I want to do.
I definitely want to revisit one of my favorite authors this year too. Octavia Butler.
Listen. So that's funny that you said that, because I was actually going to ask you if you've dived into her works, because I've been reading some things that people are reading right now.
And you know what? I just think it's kind of funny that you don't pay attention to nothing I do say. We just had a whole big thing about Kindred last year.
Yeah, we did.
And you're like, have you ever heard of Octavia Butler? I was trying to get you to watch it. I was trying to get you to watch it because I love. It's like one of my faves.
TV adaptation, yeah.
And the
good.
adaptation was amazing, and they canceled it.
Did it get canceled? I've been waiting for the next season. Damn it!
And it ended on a cliffhanger. If you don't know, but
it's not wrapped. Yeah.
And the graphic novel for it is actually really good too. If you don't want to read the whole book,
I've read both. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a book that I reread every few years.
What's it called?
Kindred.
Kindred.
And I have not read everything in her catalog because she unfortunately died a few years ago, and untimely, like slipped in the garden and died. Kind of.
That's
scary.
how
I didn't know that's how it happened.
Yeah, that's how it happened. She slipped it out in the garden, and so there's a lot of stuff by her that I haven't read. I have read the trilogy, the Parable trilogy.
That's what I was looking into the other day.
See, let me know if you come out of it the same way as me, which is every day I'm guilty. I don't know how to make acorn flour yet, just in case.
Oh.
Just in case the world ends, we're going to need to make acorn flour.
That's what I want to do. I want to just be strolling. and then three planes crash at the same time on top of me. You know what I mean? I want it to be something like, what the fuck happened to her?
Right.
I just want it to be something cool.
Yeah.
I found the extreme horror subreddit and now I know about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know what, too? If you guys have never been on the No Sleep subreddit on Reddit, they have really good stories on there. Real good shorts. What do they call those stories? What are they called?
Blood?
Oh, what the cryptid, right?
Creepypasta. Yeah.
Oh, creepypasta, yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh yeah, Juan's always talking about that.
Yeah, there's honestly, and then you'd be surprised by how many have been adapted for other stuff, but there's some really, really good stories on there. And to the point where I have no business reading this shit. But tell me it's my top visited subreddit link.
I'm too scary for that.
Are you?
I am.
But you want to read Manacled. a story about a forced pregnancy. You said surrogate, right?
Right. I feel like Draco's gonna do the right thing. He always had like a little bit of good in him.
Well, I just googled it and
Did
it
he?
says Draco pins her down and forces his slithering tongue down her slithering throat.
Stop it.
Manacled. Manacled, you say? I'll show you a manacle. Oh, no. It says Draco. Draco with his 3-pronged Slytherin member.
Ew.
Like a snake.
He said, I'll show you the Draco. He said, I'll show you the Draco. He recoils and reloads.
Stop it.
No, LL.
Hermione. Leviosa? Not Leviosa.
Leviosa.
So that's what you're into, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter.
No.
I remember when I found out what slash meant in fan fiction, and I was like, oh, there's homosexual stuff on here too, huh? And then I was curious because you have to know, because I was like 10, 11. And so then I'm reading about the Backstreet Boys backstreeting boys each other. And I said, what is this? I just wanted Kevin to adopt me to fall in love. When he realized I was mature beyond my years.
Wait, can I ask you a question? So on your message boards that you frequent, reading your fan fiction,
me?
Yeah.
It hasn't been since 1945.
Okay. So at the beginning of the story, did they give like a picture of like the main character and their like outfit that they were wearing?
No, how old were you when you started reading fanfic?
So anyways.
No, how old were you when you started reading fanfic?
I had to be like 7th grade.
So I started reading fanfic a little bit younger than you. So that must be after my time. Because I was definitely like 9, 10 on the internet reading Backstreet Boys fanfiction.
If we had had the internet when I was
But I was
young,
reading.
I'm sure it would have been.
But I was reading.
I was reading.
But I was reading.
Nah, I got into that like in 7th grade. And 8th grade, like hardcore. Like,
there's your mom. I'm about to tell your mom about.
Oh, she knows. She used to take my mouse.
She used to take your mouse.
Not you hitting tab, enter. Tab, enter.
She would take my mouse and then she would put it in her top drawer in her dresser. So when she would leave to go to work, like in the morning, like I would sneak and get it and try to get my reading in.
I'll keep talking because I'm gonna use this against you the next time I'm on speaker.
Okay, she already knew, and she knew I used to like. She would take my phone. I would take my phone, take it to school, and like rush to put it back in.
What grade were you when you got a phone?
9th grade.
Oh.
Because I was in marching band.
I remember I saved all of my little paychecks up and bought me a little cell phone when I was in the 12th grade, and it broke 3 days later.
Oh.
And I couldn't afford insurance at the time, and so when I took it back in, I was like, hey, like there's like a nesting error, and they're like, yeah, we could replace it, but do you have insurance? And I said I couldn't afford it at the time. So then I didn't have another cell phone until I was grown. Well, until I graduated. So that's that. When you have to work like a Les Mis, I was stealing bread to feed my family. I read Les Mis when I was in the 7th grade.
You're crazy.
The unabridged. And I remember I was in the 8th grade actually, and I went to an alternative school. I went to a learning center with adults. And I remember the lead teacher or whatever, she was like, are you okay? And I was like, I remember being like, what? I like to read books. And she was like, oh, it's a little heavy for, 8th grade. And I said, I'm at a learning center with adults. There's a reason I'm here.
Yeah.
Life is a little heavy right now, Mrs. Smith. So then she started paying me to do faxes and stuff. I think she just was like, yeah, maybe less on the Les Mis and a little bit more on
copy paste. Yeah.
Tara, it's the way your headphones right now. I swatted at my screen. Is that a leaf bug? A walking stick? The little piece on your headphones. On screen.
Wait, what?
The little microphone piece.
Okay.
I thought it was on my screen. It's so vibrant. It looked like it was coming out the screen. You're like,
that's funny.
You okay? No. Okay.
Elle, you all right?
No, I'm going through it, yo.
Hmm.
I did science inspection for 38 years. It's getting into my brain now.
Mm-mm.
Do you guys ever Google that when they're like, yeah, if you leave a science inspection and just let it go, like it can get to your brain? And so
It'll
then
blind you first. Yeah.
could
What?
you stop because
It
my
is in
left
the
I'm
eye?
triangle of
serious.
death.
Get antibiotics and stay on them.
I'm on them, Cookie.
Stay on them, Elle.
No, it doesn't help that I also have like extremely bad dry. Like I'm telling you, it's Washington State. It has to go. We gotta get
I
rid
could
of
never.
it.
I don't know how you're dealing. Mm-mm. The barometric pressure alone would kill me.
And see, that's not even something I considered, right? And so I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, I wouldn't
ever
have thought
since I
about it.
moved up here, like my eyes have been wildly dry, like insanely dry. I've had to use
Mhm.
like the ointment, like the gel at night underneath
Yes.
my eyelids,
I've had to
Yeah.
do that. It's awful.
and it's just
Mm-mm.
send me back.
I
to the
say
hood.
this with heart behind this, but that
Phil, you
sounds
can't
horrible.
spit in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That sounds horrible.
Phil,
Yeah.
you cannot spit in my eyes. I already told you no.
Oh wow.
He offered to send me his Detroit spit.
shucks.
That's very sweet.
He called it his filthy Phil potion.
It's called the
For eyes.
Detroit stir fry.
Yeah.
Cures all ails.
The Detroit drops.
Detroit.
The Detroit Drizzies.
And I said, well, I don't know. And what he does is he doesn't drink water
Sorry,
for
Leah.
3 weeks, so his spit is real thick.
Oh,
Oh, stop.
And then he eats a
visceral.
what-
Yeah.
Enough.
no.
Well, anyway.
Wait, what's famous in Detroit food wise? Hot dogs?
Uh,
Pizza. Then he eats a whole deep dish Detroit style pizza.
there you go.
And then
There we
he's
go. That's more like it.
so that when it comes, there's little pieces of marinara sauce.
No,
Oh.
stop it. Stop it.
What is it? Why did my eye drops smell Italian?
Oh, stop.
Did you buy them from Italy?
Italy.
It smells like a pizza.
Stop. Phil don't feed into it.
Feed him, Phil. Filthy Phil.
That's right. I mean, hey, Elle's just rock and rolling. I'm just here for it.
I heard Phil was a feeder, though. I did hear that.
I'm a
Did you
feeder.
guys see that clip from Thousand
No.
Pound Sisters?
No.
And you know, Tammy had the surgery, and she's like in the doctor's office, and she goes, "I might be pregnant." And the doctor's like, "Why do you say that?" She's like, "I'm
Oh, yeah,
having unusual cravings." And the doctor goes like, "What?" And she goes, "Water." And then it just gets quiet, like dead quiet. And then it cuts to like an interview with her sister, and her sister goes, "Bitch, you're thirsty. Drink some water."
Dang.
And but
Not
it's
a
sad
water
because you know her
craving.
husband
It is
passed away in
sad.
July.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Aw.
She got out of the rehab, but he ate himself to.
Oh gosh,
Oh.
Death?
that's
You
awful.
to death.
He Pizza the Hutted himself.
Mm.
He out pizzaed. Well, he didn't
Out pizza the
He
hut.
pizza out hutted.
No one out pizzas
Yeah.
the hut.
Unfortunately, but yeah, he had a trach and he was trying to get the surgery,
Ooh.
but he just kept gaining after she left.
Oh god,
Jesus.
Dang.
that's
Probably
sad.
crushed his own windpipes, to be honest. Because you know they got to clear them tubes. Not to get too specific. Not that I watch it. I've never even seen this show. What do you mean?
Elle's
Do
on
you
a
guys watch
roll.
Smothered? Do you guys
She
watch
is.
Smothered? It's that
Oh,
show
I've
about
seen
like
the ads for it, but I
overbearing
haven't
moms.
seen it.
Oh my
I'm
god! On
tempted to
last
watch
night's
it.
episode, this bitch took her mom and her boyfriend to the nude beach, and they're all just booty hole butt naked
Mm-mm.
on this
That's
beach.
awkward.
And I'm telling John, I'm like, John, look at this. That's her mom. He's like, what's wrong with you? Amanda, it's been real. I'll hit you on the DMs later. Late night.
Late.
Wow.
Late night.
Well,
Well, Leah? Well,
I mean,
what books are you looking forward to reading this year?
okay, well, let me tell you what I'm reading currently. So, let me preface this by saying,
Let's wait. Can we put a stipulation on this? You have to be past the first chapter.
I am.
Okay.
I'm past the front flap. I've had this book for like a year now. Now let me say this. I don't read romance. I don't. I hate it. I hate romance. I really do. But my goal really is to just read more this year. And I felt like this. I like it. Okay, it's called The Love Con.
Tell the whole story for this, please. It intrigues me. Please. It's giving bookstore. It's giving another story behind the story. It's giving fanfic.
Oh God.
It's giving a story in a story. Her story about this book and the author is giving. This could be a story. This could be another book.
It really could. It's what I tell you. Okay,
Don't get too excited because it is creepy. But go ahead.
All right. Well, let me just read what the book is about first, and then I'll tell my creepy story.
Okay.
Okay.
He's cosplaying as her boyfriend, but their feelings for each other are real in this romantic comedy from Ceresia Glass. Sometimes Kenya Davenport believes she was switched at the hospital. How else could a lover of anime, gaming, and cosplay come from STEM parents? Still, Kenya dreams of being able to turn her creative hobby into a career. She finally has a chance to make it big when she joins the reality show competition, Cosplay or No Way. There's just one catch. The challenge for the final round is all about iconic duos, and the judges want the contestant's significant other to participate. Unfortunately, Kenya is as single as can be at the moment. Luckily, her best friend Cameron Lassiter agrees to be her fake boyfriend for the show. Role-playing a couple in love will force them to explore what they're hiding under the mask of friendship. Can Kenya and Cam fake it until she makes it? Or will she be real about her feelings, knowing it could cost her the best friend she's ever had?
Intriguing.
Now, when
Okay, are you ready for the
me,
juicier part?
when she asked me to pretend to be her girlfriend, I said, chill.
Shut your mouth, I'm talking. So it's based in Atlanta. And the cool thing, I'm not going to tell my city name, but I like to look up the author. I like to look up, while I'm reading who they are. And I was on her Instagram and I saw she's posted a picture and she was like, I'm at my local bookshop promoting my book, love my city. And that bookshop is less than 5 minutes away from me. So I'm like, she lives here. And I found this book at Target. So it was like really cool because I'm like, am I famous? Like, am I? Is it about
pretty much?
I only have one critique of this besides the 100 other ones. But the main one is that wouldn't having STEM parents like make them more accepting?
Like nerdies and cool? Yeah, it would. But can we just have this? Can we have this? Can I have this?
Can you have your fictional white boyfriend? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Can I?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And it makes sense. Your city, it makes sense that this would be the
Why not? I feel like it could be. I really do.
love wins.
Jeez. Oi, oi.
If you guys could ask your parents one question and they have to answer it honestly, what would you ask them?
Why did you have me?
No, like a real, like genuine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that too dark?
Not you being their miracle baby. She's watching this right now crying. We had you out of love, Leo. My question I would ask my dad straight up. There were no black women around? Question mark? His track record is appalling to the race. I'm just kidding. How do you have that many ex-wives and not one of them were we were his later in life kids family. We were his last.
Oh, really?
My dad had like a couple families before, so I don't lie. Matthew, my youngest brother, is like, he was 6 when my dad passed away. My dad was like in his 50s. So like my dad was very much let me have a set in each phase of my life. But he had to raise us. We were and so like I feel like our older siblings don't like jive with us because their view of my dad was that he wasn't around. But he got stuck with us. My mom was like, I'm not mentally fit, bye. And then my dad was stuck. So I wonder like what his perspective would be on women like obviously I couldn't ask him that as a child, but like now as an adult, it's like I wonder what his view is of her like pre having us and then post having us. And if you had to do it again, would I be darker? You know what I mean? Something to think about.
definitely something to think about. You know.
Yeah, it is
Yes.
thought
I feel like
provoking.
in another, you know what it is? I just watched Past Lives,
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah,
and
I need to see
Inyun,
that.
yeah, Inyun, and the Korean belief that everybody now is somebody from a past life, be it somebody you walked by on the street or
I've heard that
somebody.
before.
Have
Yeah.
we all met before?
I feel like you might have been. No, I'm just kidding.
According to the book, like we've all met before.
Well, no, this is a movie. It's a A24 movie. And before you guys get too excited, like I did, I went into it thinking past lives sounds intriguing. Inyan sounds intriguing. It's A24. There's
Yeah,
gonna be a twist. There is not. There is not a twist. It's very
straightforward.
much a depressing ass movie about two people who know each other in increments of 12 years.
Wow.
And it's depressing. There's no resolution. Um It was good
Great.
though. Great movie, but like sad. It's sad in its stillness. But everybody was
Yeah.
like A Little Life. Everybody was like, past lives made me bawl for. And so I went into it ready. I had tissue. I
Yeah.
had my water. I had some drink. I said, okay, we're about to get into this. I'm about to cry. And at the end of the movie, I said, fast forward a little bit. Is there
Is there more?
after credit scene?
Dang.
Mm,
But I think the sadness is in the plainness of life, if that makes sense.
yeah.
It does.
In the unextraordinariness of it all, in search of extraordinariness.
Yeah.
That's not a word, but you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Get it.
Trying to make
So-
a
Feel ya.
meaning out of it. Yeah.
And what's it called again?
Past
Past
lives.
lives.
Now, the Greta Lee is the one who's getting a lot of accolades, the main character woman. But I feel like the Korean man, the lead, is phenomenal. He knocked it out the park. If I empathize with anybody in the movie, it was him. So hopefully he gets more recognition for his role in that, because it was fantastic. But her, I said, maybe you deserve to be sad. Kind
Dang.
of a bitch. But also it makes sense because, it kind of explores that idea of, hardened Asian women stereotypes once they immigrate to America, and they're kind of like standoffish and hard. And so it does play into that a little bit. But I also feel like if you don't already know those stereotypes and you're already if you're not familiar, then it won't make sense. It'll just make you feel like she's a bitch,
Dang.
to be honest. But to me, like, not to say I know everything, but I do watch my K-dramas, and all that stuff. And also I feel like at this point in our lives, we've all seen that stereotype of the hardened Asian mother or grandmother. And those are the vibes she's giving. Like, she's worked so hard to immigrate twice to Canada and then to, America. And she was unwilling to give up her dream for anybody. And now she's stuck in this relationship where you gave up the pursuit of joy for success. And now you're this Jewish man's cheerleader. How does that feel? Because
Wow.
she wants to be a writer, and it's like her husband gets successful before she does, and she's bringing him coffee. But you gave up a fantastic, time-spanning love of your life because you didn't want to go back to Korea, because you wanted to pursue the American dream, and so it's depressing.
That's a lot.
Bummed out.
Yeah. But I'm curious too.
Dang.
But again, it's beautiful in its regularness. It's just a regular people doing regular things and not taking chances.
I'm glad you told us because I saw the trailer and I was waiting for a twist for the same reason.
I was waiting
Yeah.
for somebody to fuck somebody or somebody to
something.
die or past lives. Are we going to see a ghost?
Yes,
Are we
something.
going to see some
Yeah.
reincarnation?
Dang.
And it's A24 too, so I said, okay,
Yeah.
give me something. A random occurrence or something, a meteoroid.
A lamb boy running across the screen for no reason.
Something.
Just something.
Yeah. Yeah, Lamb Boy.
Dang.
So the rest of the show, you wanted to talk Saltburn?
Yes,
Absolutely.
please. And parental units watching it with you. Yes, please.
I will say, Murder on the Dance Floor has been stuck in my head for the last.
It's a good song. Yeah.
I cannot
Has
stop
everybody
singing that.
seen the movie? Has everybody seen it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yep.
I saw it in the
Phil was in it.
theater.
Phil was
I was in it. Yeah.
Phil was the drain.
He was the drain. That
He
makes
was
so
the
much
drain.
sense.
Phil,
Yeah.
you saw it with your sister, didn't you?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel towards her?
Not like anything about what was going on in the movie.
Did it? So, okay, question, because in the movie they show his sister sitting on his lap a lot. Is that
Yeah.
that's not something siblings do, huh? Because I
No.
would kill my
No.
brother. I would rather poke my eyeballs with like flaming hot Cheeto barbed wire than sit on one of my brother's laps. Like that's disgusting. So
Yeah,
the
that's
casualness and the wealth and the
Yeah, she
privilege
just drapes
of being
herself.
able to sit on your brother's lap and nobody make fun of you, what's that
Mm.
like?
Mm-mm.
I
I
feel
will
like you have
say-
to be over a tax bracket to sit on your brother's lap and nobody thinks it's incest.
Yeah.
That might be the trick.
I hate this already.
Go ahead, Phil. What's
do.
up?
I was gonna say, I've seen the movie now twice. Like, I saw it in the theater, and then I just watched it this past weekend just because it's
On your
on
own or with a friend?
my own. I think it's a good. It's a
It
good
is.
movie.
I
Yeah.
thought it was good too.
And
I
then
loved
after
it.
seeing it, after seeing it the first time, and then you watch it the second time, knowing how just like plot twisted it gets at the very end of the movie, you like go into it with a different kind of
Yes, and all the
point,
Easter eggs.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And just like what a fucked up ending this was, and then you watch it the second time, you already obviously know it's all fucked up to begin
Because the
from the
first
jump
time I
street.
watched it, when they tell that story about doppelgangers and Felix, I thought, I was like, oh, that guy kind of looks like Felix in the background when that walks by the window. But it actually is. They actually did have him walk by in the background.
Oh, was that him?
So that is like supposed to be like a Easter egg that it was. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hmm.
But he's walking into the room as he's walking by the window at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And
Wait, what
then
part?
when he's telling the story about doppelgangers at the breakfast table or at the dinner
Okay.
table, and then if you look in the background of the window, you see Felix walk by, but he's also coming into the dining room at the same time.
Now I have to see it again just for that.
Something like that. Another Easter egg is if you listen closely to the drain, you can hear Phil say,
No,
It's more of a, it's more of,
Man.
yeah. It's more of a it's more of a plunging sound.
Oh, I don't know how to make that sound. I was gonna try.
I was hoping you were gonna go for it.
I know you were, so you could clip
where
it for
can I
later.
watch this? I don't want to watch this, but where can I watch it?
Prime. It's on Prime for free.
Prime.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
It's
on Prime.
fantastic. 10 out of 10.
It's a good
probably.
movie.
It's my favorite
Yes.
movie of last year. It was such a what the fuck
Same.
fun
Yes.
Mhm.
movie. And
Agreed.
apparently the graveyard scene was improvised a little
I
bit.
didn't know that
Oh, you
until
didn't?
yesterday.
Yeah.
I was
Apparently,
Voluntarily?
it was supposed to be like a kiss that turned into a meat kiss.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you will, Phil. I
Wow.
don't know if that's what they call it in Detroit.
That I was the stunt double for that part. That was actually me doing that.
Body double.
You were the
yeah.
grave or him?
Yeah, which one were
Actually,
you?
What happened,
given
Leah?
the technology in the world today, I was both.
Yeah.
It was a
I'll
fucking-
watch this, but I don't want to watch it alone. Will you watch it with me?
Yeah, it's not scary.
I just don't.
No, yeah, no. It's just like it's just a solid movie.
Yeah, it's just an
I
intense,
also
yeah.
saw this comment on a TikTok, and it made me do some investigation because as an adult woman who has seen penises, this person was wrong. And this person commented like, "But why was it so small?" And I was
What?
like, "Did we see the same penis?"
No, we did not.
And we've seen this penis a few times throughout this movie, so I'm pretty much an expert at this point. And so it was funny too, because like I'm reading the comment in front of John, and I was like, "John, listen, straight up, not to skeeve you out, but like I've seen my fair share of penises. That the penis or the prosthetic that they used for him, it was not small, and it was also flaccid. So,
Yep.
and I'm assuming that he would be a grower, not a shower.
Bro, no.
And so
Yeah.
on top of that, then he was packing. I almost
was.
said some inappropriate words. But I was like, so then I went to the girl's profile because I was like, she has to be a child because a grown woman wouldn't be like, why was it so small? And I went, not
Yeah.
only is she in high school,
Oh,
but she's
man.
a self-proclaimed lesbian. And I was
Oh.
like, so when would you have known like the girth, weight,
Yeah.
mass of a grown man's
It's like you don't have the history.
penis?
No, you don't get it.
You don't have the background, the knowledge,
Better on the
the
dance floor.
experience. I said for what he is in his height, he packing.
Yeah,
you were.
I was impressed.
Yes.
I was too.
And the dance sequence, I said, okay, I'd watch.
Yeah.
And then I had to explain, to my husband, like I don't feel like women look at penises the same way that men look at boobs. or
I hope
ass,
not.
right? So I don't
Mm.
see a penis and be like, "Oh, I am erect." I don't think women
Well,
think like that. You
What
know
a
what I mean?
letdown, Elle. What a letdown.
No.
Sorry to say it, but the visceral image of a penis does nothing for me. It's actually jarring. It's like put it away.
Reality check, yeah.
Now, I feel like it's something when you're in the moment, it's like, okay. But for again, I think that might be like trauma of unsolicited pics over a lifetime
Yeah.
of unsolicited
Yeah.
asks, and so. But also, so when I'm telling him the story, I'm like, this is very scientific. Like I'm telling you from a very anatomical point of view that his penis was more than average. And he's
Yes.
like, what is wrong with you? If I sat up here and talked about a girl's boobs, I'm like, that's different because it's
This is
erotic
totally different.
to
Yeah.
you. But
Right.
a penis to me is science.
Right.
we gotta break it down. Because it was almost to his kneecap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh.
It was really murder on the dance floor.
Yeah, it was.
dang.
And to think he never used it either.
Right. He blew his chance
Yeah.
when he was in that
Well,
dorm
he
room.
did
Right.
use it. Never mind. He used it at the graveyard.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right,
true.
yeah. Mhm.
And by he, you mean
Does that
and by
count,
he, you
though?
mean me.
Yeah, Phil.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
I think it counts because Phil said he had to put his hands in the shape of a circle underneath the dirt. So he had some guide. So he had a guide.
So there
to where
was skin
put
to
it.
skin. Okay.
Yeah, okay. As long as, yeah.
He said, "You're going too far." To the
The old,
Why did you put your hands over your belly button, Phil?
the old.
It's too big. No.
What's that
It's
Beyonce
better on
song?
the dance
It's too
floor.
big. It's too strong.
No, the whole time when I was on set, I was just thinking, "Can I pet that dog?"
And she said, "You can take this dog."
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My dude Barry got that dog in him.
He said, "You about to have that dog in you." So, but
It's funny because everything that Leandra's heard us in the last 5 minutes describe about this movie, she's probably when you watch it, you're gonna be like,
So
totally thrown off, kind of.
I was like, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah,
I didn't
straight up, she told me she wasn't gonna watch it. She didn't care, and so I said, "Let me break down the 3 top scenes."
So I know like startling things.
Yeah.
So, but I think like now that I'm actually reading like what it's about, I think I do want to see it. But like,
It's good because it really is.
It is
It
good.
really is a take on classism, the bourgeois, all
I just
the
don't want to
twist.
experience it by myself.
Right, and
Yeah.
he didn't want to either. Hence why he included the sister, the brother, the mother, the father, the cousin.
What?
Everybody.
Speaking of everybody, they had a sweepstakes for the Backstreet Boys resort trip in April.
Yeah.
The 5-day thing.
Uh-huh.
And I was
Beautiful
telling
segue.
John, I was like, I just want to let you know that I absolutely submitted myself into the giveaway a few times. And so if I win, I will be gone for 5 days in April. And he was like, you are not about to go be a groupie for 5 fucking days in Mexico. I said, you're saying it like I'm going to be the only person there. It's not me and the Backstreet Boys. It's the Backstreet Boys and like 3,000 people. And he was like, so I got to tell people my wife left me to be a groupie. For the that's how I'm going to request my time off. And I said, you know what? Do what you have to do, but I will not be here. April 19th through the 23rd. I will be in Cancun at the
Maybe a business
Day
trip.
Resort.
It's a
I might not even leave the hotel room, to be honest with you, because it's all inclusive. I might just get room service. And Leah, they got them bottles under the sink.
I'm ready.
And it's bring a friend, so you guys can like death match it to see who goes.
Oh.
Yo.
Who likes the Backstreet Boys the most? Go. Name all 5. Go.
Yeah.
Cookie?
I got nothing.
You can't name the 5 Backstreet Boys?
What Lance Bass is that?
Sing, get out. You're
And
disqualified. Cookie's out. Cookie's out. Phil, name
Yes,
3
ma'am.
Backstreet Boys. Name 3 Backstreet Boys and you're in.
My first name, because I think I can do first
name is
names.
fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh well, then you got AJ, you got Kevin, you got Nick.
Yes. Looks like Phil's going.
Looking good for Phil.
Tara, could you?
No, I can't.
Who am I forgetting?
There's AJ McLean, who's recently getting divorced as of last week. Not that I know his business. Howie
Yeah.
Duro. Howie.
Howie, that's the
resident
name of-
Mexican.
Howie.
Howie.
He's when I look into your Spanish eyes, because he's the resident Spanish person in this on the crew. There's Nick
Okay.
Carter. Rest in peace to all your family, because they have all died in the last 10 years.
Yes.
Wow.
There's Kevin. Now let me tell you about Kevin. Kevin is the oldest one. Kevin was my man since the beginning. And Kevin is actually biological cousins to Brian Luttrell, who's also in the
really?
group. Yeah, they're cousins. So
Yes, that's the other one,
Fun
Brian.
fact.
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
Brian, Kevin, Nick, AJ, and Howie. Now, as far as unsunk,
Don't play with me.
let's get back together because JT has some bad press.
Mm.
But hey, guys, let's get together and do something fun and positive. No, guys, I can't. I'm Justin Timberlake. I'm not a part of y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of y'all. Get out of here. I wish I would do some troll songs with this motherfucker after he ignores us for 10 years. Get
Mhm.
out of here.
He's a horrible human. I will say that. He really is a horrible human.
But you know what? On the bright side, there is no bright side. Because it's BSB for life. And I don't know if you guys ever saw that lawsuit against Nick Carter and what that woman accused him of calling her in the alleged sexual assault. But when I tell you,
I think I vaguely remember.
I
Vaguely.
don't
I
remember at
can't
all.
repeat it. I can't repeat it, but I could probably spell it. Well, let me find it. Kill time.
Why am I waiting to see it on the screen like it's going to appear?
I can't do that. Our channel would get canceled immediately.
What does it rhyme with?
Put up the chalkboard.
Sidebar: AMC is giving out burn book 10s.
Oh,
Wait, y'all can't see it. There you go.
Uh,
Oh, dang
how
it.
much for $40?
I don't know, but it's kind of worth it. I'm still sad I didn't get my Renaissance 10. I got the cup, but I was like, I don't want this popcorn bucket. Why would I want that? Should have got it because I could have put some plants in there.
Yeah.
This is cute though.
Jade loves the Mean Girls musical too, so I'm gonna have to have John take her.
Better on the dance floor.
Hold on, let me tell you.
Better
what
not
she-
kill the groove, DJ.
Okay. Allegedly, he threatened to turn others against her, calling her a. Mind you, this is in the heat of the moment. Called her a bitch, a R-word little bitch. It's not funny. Why are you guys laughing? This is serious. A serious accusation because this person who accused him.
What did he call her?
I don't know.
R-word little bitch.
What is the R word?
I don't know what the R word is. Yeah.
Rhymes with sicarded.
Yeah, I was gonna say rhymes. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that word. That's awful.
She claims she was a virgin, and then also that I think she has like cerebral palsy or something. No, don't. Cookie, this is unsubstantiated claims. What we're not gonna do is be called an R little bitch, and then be like, but it's the Backstreet Boys.
No.
But my whole thing about it was when I was like, oh, is this because I've heard some other people come out against Nick before, and then I was like, but then once I read the description, I said, you know what? Let me log out. Because the way I fucking screamed, I said, did he? Because
That's awful.
For me personally, I don't know if at that point it's role playing or if I'm gonna lean into it. You know what I mean? Am I gonna? You're like, what?
I can't.
I'm gonna log off.
Oh.
Because it's Nick Carter. Am I gonna lean into it or am I gonna act normal? You know what I mean? Am I gonna give him his
pretend to be blissfully unaware?
Yeah.
Nick,
Am I
Nick
gonna-
what did he do? I don't know.
No. I mean, like, am I gonna role play a little bitch?
Stop it. Stop
Stop
it.
it. Stop immediately.
No.
It's like on Precious, the sky blue.
No.
Oh no.
You're awful.
Oh, sorry guys. I'm tired. I've been on antibiotics for 13
No,
months.
don't blame it on that.
Give
No.
it another 6 months.
Blame it on the antibiotics.
And also, let's talk about Jamie Foxx. Free him.
Uh-oh.
Also, let's talk about Lil Nas X. He's so funny.
He is funny.
As long as he's upsetting other people, I'm into it.
Doesn't take much these days.
Also, we love Doja in this house. I don't care. Unapologetic.
What happened with her?
So we would have to get into a lot of politics and semantics.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And to be honest with you,
It's
what
a
it all boils
It's
down
a
to
lot.
is not everybody's comedy is everybody's brand of comedy.
Hmm.
So
For sure.
That's a fair statement.
That's what it boils down to. And for me, she is my brand of comedy. So I think it's hilarious. Unfortunately. I feel like if you listen to Zach Fox regularly, then... Do you guys listen to Zach Fox?
No idea.
Nope.
I don't know who that is.
I would recommend you listen to Jesus. Jesus is the one, the #1 gospel song of all time. Free Palestine.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it's a part of the song too. So
Okay.
Yes.
10 out of 10 would recommend. You guys watch Abbott?
Abbott Elementary?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know
I
Quince's
can't wait for it to
boyfriend
come
on the show. That's Zach Fox. He's a real rapper, but
Oh.
he does funny rap, like haha funny, like not
Like Lil Dicky funny.
No.
Ah.
Stop it.
Like Tenacious
Better
D?
than Lil Dicky because he's Zach Fox. He puts Thousand Island dressing on his balls. On a song, not in real life.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Allegedly.
And then he drops the mic, right?
Or
Yeah.
drop something. Leah, you wanna show us your screen? You seem distracted.
I'm still looking up Saltburn stuff.
She's watching YouTube. Did you guys see that press that only like? Listen, I'm being a hater right here, but they gave it. I feel like they only gave it to like the TikTok models, and like nobody who actually has an appreciation for Saltburn. Unfortunately, I'm just saying that because I wanted one and I didn't get it. But they gave out coffee mugs, and on the inside of the mug is a drain.
Gross.
At the bottom of the mug.
No.
Yes.
I love coffee mugs. I'm a collector.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I would get to the bottom of the mug and be like, huh? Like I just can't.
I've looked everywhere.
That is horrible.
I've looked everywhere for this mug and I can't find it. And I said, Etsy, get it together and make this mug because I don't want to put a sticker at the bottom because that's mold. Like I need somebody to heat press that in there. And and they also gave out in theaters apparently for some people they got bathtubs, like mug bathtubs, and they're glass like see through.
That's horrible.
Yeah. But I would prefer the coffee mug with the drain in it because it's funny.
Yeah.
And then I would give it to my friends, like when they came over, or serious adults who would come over. Would you like a tea? Spot of tea? And then give that to them. And then when they get to the bottom, what is this here?
Make sure you put like thick sugar at the bottom.
Yeah.
So it starts sliming up at the end.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mix the sugar. A salt cube at the bottom, a salt lick, if you will, for horses.
If you will,
yes. If you will.
I hate this already.
I played the Sims before. I know what a salt lick is. Horses, nay.
When are we gonna watch this?
Saltburn. Probably in the next 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, sometime sooner than later.
Okay, we can watch it Saturday.
Saturday? I'm all booked up.
That's Fargo Day.
I don't even know if I'll have the internet this weekend. It's supposed to start, the snow's supposed to start tomorrow, so we'll see.
You get a lot of snow usually?
Usually we get a lot of snow one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll get like an intermediate here and there.
And then it's just like flurries here and there.
Yeah.
But for like one good weekend out of the year, we get it pretty bad. And this is supposed to be that weekend, so we'll see. Because usually we get it pretty bad in like March, like late February, early March.
We get it way too. Yeah, sometimes.
But we'll see. This is the first snow, 2 of the year. We haven't had snow yet, so we'll see. But luckily, you know, John is off Friday through Sunday, so I won't have to drive in it or anything like that. So
that's good.
Yeah. But also, sorry I don't have a fun driving off the snowbank stuck in the side of the road story for you guys. A story of survival and hope, where I have to live off my Taco Bell sauces for 3 days before I'm rescued, or I have to eat my children's flesh and bones for sustenance.
What is happening?
For
Honestly, my kids are too skinny. It wouldn't even be
And
worth
all
it.
of a sudden, it went all Donner Party.
They wouldn't
That's why
even-
you
they
got to
would-
start fattening them up in the
Yeah.
spring.
They
Oh,
would eat me before
You got
they
to plan for this.
mandated reporter. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Well,
Well, here we are. Here we are.
here we are.
There we were. There we weren't.
Well,
Hmm.
I enjoy talking books with you guys.
Yeah, books.
Good time.
There is
Yeah.
one that I forgot to mention that I really, really want to read. It's called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
Which
Ooh.
is actually, if you guys
As
have
in Macbeth?
Oh,
Libby,
yeah.
it's a
As in
if you
Macbeth?
guys have Libby, it's a skip the
What?
line read.
What'd you
You
say,
don't, you
Sarah?
don't
Oh,
if
okay.
it's on hold, you don't have to wait for it.
As in the speech from Macbeth? Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Keeps in
I
this
don't
petty
know.
pace from day to day. It is. I had to memorize it in high school. I still remember it.
That's cool.
It's
Did
a
we have to
riff.
read Macbeth?
Yes. Well, no,
Yeah.
AP English had to read it.
I didn't have to. We did Othello.
Oh, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about Oh, that's gonna be the sound.
O'Reilly's. We watched the one with Lawrence Fishburne. We watched that one.
You didn't watch the real one? Mackay Pfeiffer, right?
Yeah, with Mackay. Yeah.
You didn't watch the real one?
I saw the one with Lawrence Fishburne.
The way that was my favorite movie when I was growing up, and it's disgusting. Cookie, I am ashamed. I am ashamed. that was my favorite movie. You've never seen Leah? It was Othello, but
I
he was
remember.
But it was like basketball, right?
yeah, he was
Yeah.
interracial. Yeah, he was like a
Yeah.
black basketball player, and she was not. and recently I just rewatched Save the Last Dance, and I said, what the
Oh,
fuck
okay.
was wrong with me? That I
Oh,
was
same.
like, this is real love. This
Yeah,
is real
ooh.
love. And then I'm watching it as an adult, and I said they would have no reason to ever talk to each other.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And how he just randomly was like, oh, like, I could teach you some moves. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't know. And then the fact that her dad lived, Phil, and you would know because I feel like they were in Philadelphia or Detroit. When he said he didn't live in the best area, she didn't live just on the wrong side of the tracks. She lived all the way down. Like, when I lived in South Central, I wouldn't even go to her house in the movie. I said, girl, where does your daddy live?
How to Survive in South Central.
Phil knows.
He do.
It's so cold in
struggle.
the D, huh, Phil? I know you know
If
that
they ain't
song.
got no 8 Mile like they do up in the D,
Mm-mm.
Huh?
send me to hell in Salt Lake City. Be about the same to me.
Okay. Phil, do you prefer them fried, dyed, or fertilized?
EBK every day, all day, to the day I die.
That's interesting, Phil. Okay. Lee, I'm waiting for you to wrap this up so I can stop talking before I dig my hole deeper.
I was trying.
This has been fun.
And then I took it to that, and then Tara said something about Othello. So then I Googled Othello because I was like, yeah, how did I? Oh, yeah. And so then I started reading Othello again.
We all get very
I
easily
started reading
distracted.
Othello.
Yeah.
You pulled up the whole book. You're like, I'm in verse 1, act 2.
I am. No, I really did enjoy. I mean, Shakespeare is like, it was miserable for me in high school, but like I really did like enjoy.
I absolutely bought the Spark Notes version of Macbeth, and then I would read the and then,
like,
I would buy the one that was like one side was Macbeth
Yeah.
and the other side Spark Notes.
Yeah.
And I tried to use that to do an essay in AP English, and our teacher, I won't say her name because I love her, but she absolutely was like, did you read the Spark Notes or the Macbeth? And I said, I work after school. I have to work to provide for myself. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not read it. And then it's so funny because, when I met John, John is like, he could recite any Shakespeare play from any time, any act. Like, he's obsessed with it. And so, good for him. Good for him helping me in the future. Because it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me.
That's funny. Well, happy reading. I hope that we all make our reading goals. Before we end, what is your reading goal for the year? How many books do you want to read? I want to do 10. That's my goal.
I never put a number on it before. I like 5s. I'll go 15. How about that?
Okay, Cookie 2.
I'm going 10. I'm gonna set a high goal for myself. So
Philip.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna well, like I said, because I'm not sure if I'm going to do more physical reading or like try to indulge in some like audiobooking. But
audiobooks
regardless,
count.
They count.
okay.
Yeah.
Well then, just because obviously, majority of my recent reads were obviously in like a 32-page, 40-page format, but now I'm going into the adult books as I like to refer to them. So I'm gonna just put a number of 5, and hopefully I hit that by summertime. But just keep the bar low and just
We'll
jump
check
on
in.
over it.
We'll do
I
a
think
part.
I
That's
want
why I
to
put
change
this
to
as part
5
1.
too.
That's
I
why I
think
put a
want
part
to-
1 because I feel like we could do this quarterly and then see where we are.
Check back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like.
I'm gonna have to keep track then. Jeez.
Is
Goodreads.
there
Yeah,
anybody
right.
that reads?
Yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
Goodreads.
I'm on there
At
too.
goodreads.com/girlbye. That's me.
Girl,
That is
bye.
That's a
actually
great
me.
name.
That is
I think
actually
I'm
me.
just oh my god Leah on there too.
Yeah. My username is my name, I
What
think,
is that
but
though?
my
What is
short book
Goodreads?
it's like a social site where you can keep track of your books and reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can even put like what you want to read. You could track what you're reading right now by page number. So
Phil, it's League of Comic
Like a
Geeks
digital
with all the books.
bookmark?
yeah,
Phil,
exactly.
don't you think that it's like League of Comic Geeks, but for all books instead of just comic books?
Yeah, and easier to read. Like it's not as
Yeah, a lot easier to read.
My
I'm
goal
gonna have to check it out.
my goal for comic books is 366, which I've
One more
touched
than
up
the
because
days.
I'm doing the comic a day thing on Threads. So I have
Okay.
I've done my. I need to read a book tonight, but I've done my 9 books so far, and I've posted about them
Nice.
over on Threads. And then for which Rumpus Room, what the fuck? But anyways, have you read Red Light yet, Cookie? Well, it's like honestly, like you know how I mentioned this in my review, but like the last few, I feel like our AI sex worker books have kind of been subpar, but I feel like this one got it right.
What's
I
it
read
called?
issue 1 of that.
Red Light.
Red Light?
AWA, yeah.
Sarah Cho.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really good.
Not
AWA.
seen that.
AWA is good for like the 4 to 5 like miniseries, and they're all usually all pretty legit.
Because they're doing Rumpus Room too, and Rumpus Room is like about this guy who has a skin condition. He's a billionaire, and the only way he can get the cream, the ingredient in the cream he needs, is by extracting it from the bodies of freshly dead people. So the employees who he doesn't like, basically, he keeps them captive underneath his compound in something called the Rumpus Room. But it's fair to him because he lets them vote off who goes next.
Oh my goodness. That's quite a premise.
And so on the first issue, there's like a girl who gets thrown under there because she's looking for her sister who used to work for him. But little does he know, she's a cop.
Plot thickens.
Plot thickens on his skinning. So
On his epidermi.
But yeah, it's good. But yeah, so 366 for comics. And then probably I'd say for books, I have 24, just 2 a month. I feel like I could do that if I put my mind to it. I feel like that's the bare minimum I could do.
I think I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change mine back to 5. To go from 1 book last year to 10 is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 5. I think that's a reasonable number.
well, I was gonna say like 1 a month, but I'm like December rolls around and I have no time to do anything.
You guys,
so.
novellas, they count. 79-page books, 69-page books. This is how I feel about Goodreads and their goals is you gotta make your goal meet you. You know what I mean? So sometimes at the end of the year, I'll change my goal to 5. If I only read 5 books, and then boom, I'm at my goal.
There you go.
You can't let yourself be discouraged by your own life disappointments.
Yes.
I like the way you think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Church.
That's the word.
But yeah, comics 366, books 24, because I feel like even if I do audiobooks, I drive enough that I could knock that out. It shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
I might since Spotify has done the audiobook thing now, I think I'm gonna start. Yeah, while I'm driving, I can do that.
It's great. I love it.
So we all are saying that audiobooks count.
Oh, they absolutely count.
Absolutely.
Because that's going to be like 80% of what I read.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I listen to them going to bed every night too. That's
Yeah.
my night thing.
Oh, I can't do it going to bed, but I do listen while I'm driving and while I'm playing Stardew Valley and stuff.
hmm
I'll put on an audiobook and play. Or when Jay's in Zoom, I turn that bad boy on. So for teachers listening, it sounds like I'm
That's a
listening
good
to
idea.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, educational. Until today, when I was listening to a part of None of This Is True, and somebody slaps somebody else, and the character starts screaming, like, "What is wrong with you?" And Jade threw off her headphones, and she's like, "I'm in class." And I said, "Mind your business, okay? Grown up things are happening out here."
hmm
Yes.
She's like, "They're so British."
They're so British.
All right, y'all, let's wrap this up because I gotta wake up at 3 a.m.
Well, thanks for hanging out with me and talking books today, guys. I hope we all meet our goals. I can't wait to do part 2 to see where we are. I guess we'll do part 2 in June?
April. Do you know what quarterly is?
It's
not a threat. That was not a threat.
I didn't hear you say quarterly.
I just feel, I said quarterly, like 4 times a year. I feel like book, because then it's like, if we do it halfway through, I don't feel like that's accountability. But like every 4 months,
You
I
can
feel
correct.
like that's, yeah.
Okay, cool.
'Cause then it's
I'm
like,
with it.
you know,
I'm with it.
And especially with the numbers you guys picked, 5, you should have read at least 1.5 by then.
hmm
Should
Yeah, you
have.
can check your pace.
Philip, you should have read the front page.
Yeah, I should at least had the introduction covered and everything.
You
And
should
Yeah.
have at least bought your first book.
Mhm.
right, April. So yeah, I feel like
Well, I'm looking at my first book I'm gonna read because I started reading it like 2 years ago and I just didn't. So I'm gonna just start from page 1 and reread it and finish it this time.
There you go.
You
Okay.
can do it.
And what's that book called? The Bible?
How high we go in the dark.
Okay. That sounds like an
know that one.
inspirational book. Is that
It was recommended by Keisha's Literary Labyrinth.
Oh, nice.
And she
Ah.
just came back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She just and she's definitely a booker herself. And yeah, this was like every bit of 2 years ago. She
She's a
recommended this
what?
to me.
What did you just say? She's a what? Sounded
A
like
booker.
a hard R.
A booker.
No.
Okay. I'll let that slide, Phil.
She's my homie.
Yeah. So.
Well,
yeah. So read books, I guess.
read books, guys.
Read more books.
It was a pleasure and an honor being part of the Spice Girls this evening. I look forward to doing it next time.
Did
Spice
we
up
ever
your
pick what
life.
Spice Girls we were, or we just kind of gave up on that conversation?
I just kept
We give up.
between the Saltburn song and Can I Pet That Dog, I just kept singing the Two Become One in my head while we were here, so I was all over the place.
Phil, I feel like Phil is Scary Spice. Because he scares me. He scares me.
He don't
The
scare
amount
me,
of time
Was she the redhead or the blonde?
She was the black one.
Neither.
All right,
See, so
y'all.
I knew the names. I just didn't know like the faces with the names. I knew the names of them. I just
Phil, say something offensive as we log off.
say something offensive.